morning. So I am off to go for a run this morning, and for context, I am just starting on week 1 of a 20-week prep to run a marathon. I've already run one about 6 or 7 years ago, and right now I'm only running maybe like 5 to 10 miles per week. And so taking on a marathon is somewhat ambitious, but I think I'm giving myself enough time here. This is the first long run that I'm gonna do, and it's 7 miles. So I haven't run more than probably 3.5 or 4 miles for several months, if not years. So it'll be really interesting today to see how I feel during and after this run. So this whole thing came about because I was watching a video about a guy running the Boston Marathon, and he was doing a long run before the actual marathon, and he was going to run it on the course, on the actual Boston Marathon course. And so I thought, wow, that's a really cool idea. I would love to do that sometime. And then it occurred to me that we're actually going to be in Boston in about 4 or 5 months, 20 weeks, for a wedding. And so I said, why not give it a go? So again, this is week 1. I'll try to do a video journal every week for my long runs. It's about almost 8 o'clock in the morning. We're out here all the way out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in Honolulu. And I'm gonna try to run around Diamond Head, which is a relatively flat area where I like to do some long runs. So that's where I'm headed right now. Should be there in about 5 minutes. All right, so just about ready to start the run. Again, doing 7 miles and shooting for around 11-minute per mile pace. Really want to try to keep my heart rate down as much as possible and just lay a good foundation for all the miles that are hopefully to come. And in the least predictable story of the year so far, it looks like there's weather moving in, so probably going to get drenched while I'm out there. So not sure if that's a great omen or not for this whole project, but I guess we will see shortly. Right about 1.5 miles in, still feeling pretty good. Looks blue skies that way, not so much that way. Starting to spritz a little bit. Just made it up the hardest part of the hill, or at least one of them, on the other side of Diamond Head, which is right behind me. There's another big hill going back the other way. So far about 1.5 miles in, all's well at the moment. 2.5 miles in, just behind me is this area on Montserrat Ave, which is really nice. A lot of people out having breakfast. Still no serious rain yet, and the winds are behind me, which I'll pay for that on the way back because I'm going out and back around Diamond Head. Otherwise, smooth sailing at 2.5 miles in. All right, so this is pretty cool. I just made the turn to Waikiki. That's Waikiki Beach behind me, and on the other side, looks like they're finishing up women's 5 and 10K. And this is the same spot where I did my marathon when I finished up in Kapiolani Park. You can kind of see Diamond Head in the background too. So about ready to head back up the hill on the other side of Diamond Head Crater, which is notoriously challenging. Otherwise feeling good. All right, so I made it up the back of Diamond Head, and if I'd done that a couple 100 times, it was like the easiest I can remember. I think because my pace, there's the ocean. I think because my pace was still around 11. Normally I'm about to try to do around 9 or 10, but that meant that I was using a lot more of my aerobic system and just using that oxygen as fuel and not tiring my legs or my entire cardiovascular system out. So 2 more miles, I'm feeling really good. And into the wind, that's a problem, but otherwise all good. right, just hitting mile 6. It's my favorite house in Honolulu right there. It's a beautiful example of Hawaiian plantation style agriculture. This neighborhood is amazing. There's all kinds of beautiful houses, old, and then stuff that has modern architecture too. So I'm still feeling great. I got 1 mile to go, and still trying to hit that 11-minute pace. I'm interested to see how I did. It's probably going to be just a little bit under 11. That's fine. I'll take that too. All right, all done, all things considered. Really happy with that. Luckily it didn't rain on me. It just kind of sprinkled a few times, which that out in Hawaii is considered a blessing, which is great. So and the wind ended up not being too bad either. I'm just trying to look at how I did. It looks like the pace was, what was the pace? The 10:54 overall workout, 1 hour, 17 minutes, 7.1 miles. I checked my heart rate at the end because I don't think that this watch, it's a Samsung, does a very good job with the heart rate, and it estimated probably about 150, which is higher than you'd ideally want it to be, but it's hot, so that adds, I'm told, about 5 to 10 beats per minute. So overall, nothing to get worried about there. And can't see my splits on here. I'll have to look at that when I get home. I'll try to maybe show them like right here. But yeah, 10:54 pace, and overall legs just a little bit sore, but no pain anywhere. And aerobically, I felt fine. So I could have gone even farther, but I want to stick to the schedule, which, by the way, next week will be an 8-mile run. I'll probably do pretty much the same course, just elongated a little bit, maybe take a slightly different route. So yeah, I gotta get home and refuel and get some rest and take care of my legs. Maybe use the massage gun on them a little bit, see how that helps. So anyway, I hope to be back out here a week from today for 8 miles.